If you finance a car at the current interest rate, you know, at an average price of about 25K, that would be too expensive, because over the life of the loan, you would end up paying too much in interest. Welcome back, and if you are new here, welcome. I'm Anisi. Guys, today we are going to talk about, yes, what most people are curious about. Why this girl is taking taxi all the time? Why she lives in Florida, Why doesn't she drive? Why doesn't she own a car? So whenever you are speaking to anyone about Florida, for example, if you live in New York and you are planning to move to Florida, the first thing they are going to say to you is, you need to drive, you need a car. That is the popular narrative for Florida. You need to drive and you need a car. And it is true. It is true, because from what I have seen here, public transportation is not as easily or readily available as it is in New York. Me coming from New York, I never saw the need to purchase a car. For me, I considered it a liability. I also never thought of even getting my driver's license, because I just thought that maybe I would be in New York all my life, But like a friend told me, driving is a life skill, and it's very important that I get that, and I am going to work on that, and I am working on that. And because of that narrative, when I was planning to move to Florida, I wrestled with the idea. It kept me up at night because I knew that I couldn't drive. I needed a car. Forget about the car. It was the idea that the fact that I couldn't drive, and there's so much fear associated with me and driving. As an adult, I think it's much harder to learn a new skill such as driving. So for me, I was like very anxious about the driving part. But I decided, you know what, I'm going to make it happen. There has to be a way that I can live there, for a few years or for a few months, without being able to drive. And I found a way. I decided I will have to find an apartment that is very, very close to everything that I need. Close to the job, close to the shopping center, close to a primary care doctor, close to the dentist. And I did that. I was so blessed that I even found an apartment that is walking distance to my job. So 5 minutes, I'm at work. From work, 5 minutes, I'm at home. I can even walk to my dentist. The Uber drive to the shopping center is less than 10 minutes. So I was blessed that I was able to find that. And has that made me comfortable? It has made me comfortable. Sometimes I do ask myself, do you think you will, really pursue driving? Do you really want to drive and buy a car? And yes, I want that, but getting the car part is not a priority right now. Getting the license is. I have been taking lessons. I have even attempted the road test during the summer, but I failed, of which I was very, very disappointed. But I said, you know what, you have to give yourself grace. Not everybody can do this and pass it on the first trial. So just give yourself grace and try again. So I will attempt a second time. But as for getting a car, I may not do it right away. But however, I will say that there was a time when I was really pumped. I was just ready to get a car, even without the license. I was ready to get a car because when I would go to work, my acquaintances at work would say, "Have you gotten your license yet? Have you gotten your car yet? Oh, you'll be so independent and so free when you have your car." And I'm like, oh my God, I want to experience that independence that they are talking about. I want that, I want to be able to just hop on my car on the weekend and take a long drive, to another city, to a neighboring community. Then I got a tap on my shoulder. Sometimes you're very excited over a decision, and then the voice of reason tap your shoulder and say, "Hey, young lady, slow down. Let's have a conversation. Do you really need a car right now?" And I had to have that conversation with myself. And I honestly, when I look at my life, I stay home most of the time. I will be honest with you, on a regular month, the only places I go is at the supermarket twice a month to get groceries. And I'm like, why would you buy a car solely to go to the supermarket? And I thought about it and I said, that wouldn't make much sense. I would purchase a car and that car would sit in the parking lot for probably 98% of the time. And I would be very upset at myself. The value depreciates as soon as you leave the parking lot. Why would I throw, I would say, that money away? And I thought about it. That would not make financial sense. I was even more curious that I decided to look at purchasing a car using two options: financing the car. And I thought, if you finance a car at the current interest rate, at an average price of about 25K, that would be too expensive, because over the life of the loan, you would end up paying too much in interest. Then I look at the scenario of buying a car cash. The average price of a car maybe is about what, $25,000. If I do that, then there's an opportunity cost, and that opportunity cost is what I would have earned from probably investing that $25,000, or maybe not investing, but right now there are high yield savings account that offer interest rates of as high as 5%. So $25,000 into a savings account of 5% you can probably earn approximately $100 every month, So I thought, what, there's no way that I need a car right now. And that's how I come to the conclusion that yes, I will get the license because it's important to have that, but I do not need a car right now. It just doesn't make financial sense, and it just doesn't make sense for my life right now, since the most important thing for me is being able to get to work. And I'm very, very close to the shopping center. I don't go out too often, so I don't need it right now, and hence the reason I do not drive. To each his own. I'm not saying that would benefit everyone or that would work for everyone. We all have different lifestyles, we all have different situations. So for some people, maybe you would purchase a car and keep it parked in your parking lot for 95% of the time and not worry. But for me, that wouldn't work. So yeah, so thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy the video. It was short, but I think it was a little bit informative in case you are thinking of moving to Florida and you are wondering, can I move there? I know I don't drive, or I cannot afford a car right now. How can I make it work? Here's my story on how I make it work. So thank you so much, and I will see you on my next video.